So, guys, Norway is on a generational run right now. Literally, they have not been in the World Cup in 28 years. And not only do they get to the World Cup, not only do they get out of the group, but they have two impressive knockout stage wins. Now they're in the quarterfinals. They were ranked 31st, bottom half at the beginning of the tournament. Now they're ranked, I think it's 19th. Given that, do you guys see Norway as a Cinderella story, or do you see them as a new European superpower?
Great question. I see them as a Cinderella because they haven't been to the tournament in 30 years. They come in here. If they're doing this again, like next time around, like a Morocco is, I'd start calling them a bit of like house. But as of right now, I mean, this is their first World Cup in so long. They're making the most of it. All the fans are here. I hear them rowing from all the way from Long Island, from the city. It's like, it's awesome. I think they're making the most of it, and it looks more like a Cinderella and like they don't belong than like, oh, we've been here, we belong here. Although Haaland looks like this is his 5th time around in the World Cup.
It really does. What would it take for you to call them a European superpower? Would it require them
one more win?
One more win?
Well, I don't think this World Cup at all I'd be able to call them a superpower powerhouse.
Yeah.
I think in 4 years, that's like, it takes time to become a powerhouse.
Yep.
Power. It doesn't take like one, if the United States went on to like make the semis this year and then they don't make it past the round of 16 for another 20 years, like I wouldn't call them then a powerhouse.
Yeah, that's a good point. And maybe we redefined. Well, actually, let's let Foss, you answer the question first, and then we could tweak the definition of superpower to be something like, do we see them as like a top 10 team in the next 12 years? But give your take.
They're nowhere close to a superpower. I think Betts is totally right. They're nowhere close to a superpower. They are absolutely a Cinderella story in every sense of the word, and they are nowhere close to a superpower. There's maybe 7, maybe 8 superpowers when it comes to international football.
Like Brazil?
Norway's not snuffing it, okay? Like there is no chance that Norway needs to wait another 12 years probably before they can start calling themselves a superpower in international football. That is a word reserved for the France, Spain, England, Brazil, Netherlands, maybe Portugal, and then Argentina.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That is a very special reserved word for the teams that have done it or almost do it consistently.
Do you think, okay, if I asked you who is more likely to get to the quarterfinals in 2030 and 2034, France or Norway? Who's your
France?
Sorry, I'm sorry, not France. Germany or Norway?
Germany.
Question.
Germany.
Wow.
Germany.
Interesting.
Germany.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp is going to go into Germany and he's going to revamp everything, and then they're going to get back to glory.
Okay.
Like,
good point.
You got to think about like just the system in which people like you pull your players from. Germany is the second most populous country in Europe. They have probably the best youth system in all of Europe. Norway is a small country in Europe, and they're just not. They don't have that type of infrastructure that the Germanys of the world and the Frances of the world can pull from.
Right. Betts, where do you land on this? Would you bet Germany over Norway in 2030 and 2036?
I would as well. I would, and for the same exact reasons as Foss. I think Klopp will have we're seeing what a great coach, an experienced coach, do to a national team. With the U.S., just changing the culture. Yes, results weren't there quite yet, but just changing the results, changing the way of play. And when you have a pool like Germany of players constantly coming through Dortmund, Bayern, wherever it may be, Hoffenheim, great academies, then yeah, you're gonna be set.
Okay, I agree, and I
think Germany turns it around. And I think that they at least make it out of their group for the first time since 2014 in 2030.
Yeah, I agree with that 100. And
that's a good point. Not make it out of their group. Sorry. That
make
was
it to the. Well, no, they haven't. Oh, I guess they made it out of their
Yeah,
group for
yeah.
this World Cup. Yeah, good
make it
point.
out of the round of 32.
Yeah, I will say though, so I think this was a poorly worded question by me because European superpower is too prestigious of a label to even put on the table for them yet. But I do think if you had to say, are they closer to the 48th best team in the World Cup or the 4, 5, 6, 7 best team in the World Cup moving forward? I think I'd put them closer to 7, 8. Like I don't think Haaland's not going away. Odegaard's not going away. You
Yeah.
have Musa on the left, who's 21, looks like an absolute baller.
He's good.
I think their right forward is 25, plays for Atletico Madrid, scored 13 goals in La Liga. Like he looks good. So I wonder if, like, I'll give you an example of a Cinderella story. Ghana in 2010. They got to the quarterfinals. They were led by Asamoah Gyan. That guy does not equal Haaland. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's a different. Norway seems to me to be a different breed than just another plucky World Cup team who went on a nice run.
I think it's a better question for sure, and I think they would be closer to like the top of the scale than the bottom, but somewhere like middle top. I don't.
Yeah, you put him in like the 20 range, 16 range.
15, 20. So I don't see them becoming like this
juggernaut
superpower team from Europe. I'm loving it. Like, I think their fans bring such excitement and a lot of cameras and great publicity to the World Cup this year and just the tournament as a whole. But I don't see them being this powerhouse.
Foss, do you have any other additional thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I agree that I think like for the next, 4 to 8 on the high end years that they'll hang around. Haaland's 27, or turns 28 in like 10 days. And then Odegaard is 27. Haaland turns 26 in a week or so. And you got to think like, okay, who's in the pipeline next? Because, they might be in the 15, 20 range for the next 48 years. But you got to have, as us Americans know, you got to have something in a pipeline. You got to have younger guys supporting. Otherwise, like there will be a steep drop off for Norway after
Haaland
2034 World Cup. So, we'll see what they can do and who they can produce. But Haaland's not going to be doing what he's doing now forever.
Yeah. I think at the very least, I'm glad you touched on the vibes part of it, Bets. Like they have been an absolute joy to watch in the World Cup. Both seeing Haaland dominate, watching the Viking Row. I saw a video of people on a plane getting in the middle of the aisle and doing the Viking Row, and they had a freaking drum on like a United Airlines flight or something.
As the plane landing and getting to the gate, that would have been a nightmare. I would have been literally like stepping over people. But that was awesome to see.
It was awesome to see. All right,
one thing I knew about that video, that they were literally buckling the seatbelt sign went off and like literally at the gate. It would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I can't think of a worse situation for a poor United pilot than to have a bunch of Norwegians just violate the seatbelt sign all at once. They get into the middle of the row, they start banging a drum, wearing their little horn things and screaming "ooh!" Like what 5'5" flight attendant is going to scurry over there and yell at them? I don't know.
Absolutely incredible.